morning's here.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Disney Morning Show. I am Kyle, the Executive Editorial Director at Laughing Place, and joining me today is my Joan Rivers, Tony Betty.
Hello, everybody.
Good to have you here, Tony. Let's get some hellos to the people. I haven't seen them in so long.
How long has it been? I've been gone.
But I don't remember. I think Thursday we did one.
Back. Genie Plus says good morning to both of us specifically. Ooh. And then Fred, he missed you. So
and you, just anyone on LP. It doesn't have to be Doobie because you're going to keep on missing Doobie. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Let's get started the way we start every show. The last time that we checked up on the Disney stock, it was at 113.44. So let me give this a quick refresh as I pull it up here.
Last time?
I think it was last Thursday.
Okay.
And we're at 112.41. So it is dipped a bit. It's down a tiny bit on the day. So there you go. But you would think that it would go up. And we'll talk about why in our next segment. Well, this morning, Disney announced that it was raising its prices on lots of things that we are still discovering. So at the Disneyland Resort, ticket prices, annual passes, parking, all of that good stuff has gone up. And so, for example, they're keeping their long-held $104 as the tier zero is what they call that for a one-day, one-park ticket, staying at $104 for, I think, more than 5 years now. However, as they've been doing, the other tiers, including the top tier, have gone up. The top tier went up the most. It's rising from $206 to $224 for a one-day, one-park ticket. And of course, that tier 6 is like, the week of Christmas, Thanksgiving, the holidays that you probably don't want to go anyway. They're going to cost you the most because they're going to dissuade you from going. Also, Magic Keys are rising. The bottom two are staying the same, but the two that the public that don't live in SoCal can purchase have gone up. So now the Inspire Key, when it is available, is going to be $1,900 or $1 off of that. Regular parking has gone up from $35 to $40 now, and preferred is $60. And then Lightning Lane, you could previously add it onto your ticket ahead of time for $32. Now that Lightning Lane Multipass, I should say, is now going up to $34. I've also seen reports that the food and beverage prices have gone up, but it doesn't look like they've updated their online menus if that's the case yet. So it seems like everything. And I will tell you that the fiscal year just started last week. So that would be why this is all happening now. Usually I feel like they space things out. Like it's even the resorts, I feel like they don't usually go up at the exact same time. And then the food and beverage is usually separate from the ticket pricing. But it seems that this time they just did it all
over the place. Because, even in Florida here, we had similar prices going up. Different situation that we don't do tiers like Disneyland does. We do pretty much dynamic pricing based on the day and historical demand. Basically, the high end for a one park one day is going to be Magic Kingdom, and that can go as high as $209 with Hollywood Studios, not too far behind it at $204. The cheapest you're going to find is going to be Animal Kingdom for $119 for a one park one day ticket. Park hoppers get a little trickier because those do fluctuate and get a little cheaper per day as you add more days. But if you want just a simple one day, one park hopper ticket, it has jumped up from $277 to $284. Lightning Lane, a similar idea. Magic Kingdom being the most expensive, and that's a $45 add-on. With Animal Kingdom coming in at $35. That was $29 previously. Magic Kingdom was also $39, so that's a $6 increase there. Lightning Lane individually, Rise of the Resistance stayed the same. It's the most expensive at $25, but everything is up about $1 on every other spot except for Cosmic Rewind, which jumped from $19 to $22 to ride the coaster.
Yeah, Walt Disney World's pricing is so much more complicated than Disneyland because Disneyland, once you get up to a 2-day ticket, it's all one price. There's no more tiers. Whereas Walt Disney World, like you can only look at what the most expensive is. Like just go to next December and see what the top ticket is, because that's all you can really do. Every other day, it's a math problem, which is why we recommend you calling our friends at mousefantravel.com/laughingplace. You can't really call a website, but we recommend you check them out. They can get you a quote, help you navigate all of the intricacies of Disney offers and pricing over there.
Yeah, the annual passes jumped up to the high pass, and I've only been that one up because that's the one everybody can get. The other passes are mostly for Florida residents only, or DVC members in some cases. But that has jumped up from to $1,629, jumped up by $80 from $1,549. So.
Well, to offset all of that bad news, they did give us some good news this morning, bright and early, as in before I woke up. And the one that excited me most is that, as I had long hoped, they are updating Frozen Ever After. They were replacing the projection faces with what I'll call classic style animatronics from that we've seen in the Hong Kong Disneyland version of the ride. This will happen in early 2026, which means that it should be ready in time for the ride's 10th anniversary in June of next year.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. As I wrote about my article, like, I don't know why this didn't work. It worked so well for like Sebastian on Little Mermaid, like his eyes, like just that small thing. It even works. I don't have a problem with it on Mine Train. But something about the setup here or the lighting just never worked. And seeing it in person in Hong Kong, just so much better. As you can see in this photo alone, like, oh yeah, that does look better. So I'm so glad that they're doing this.
That's not the only animatronics news we got all day. We also got a preview of the Clawhauser animatronic coming to Zootopia, Better Zoogether at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
It's coming.
Yep, coming November 7th. You know, in the smaller version on my screen, that almost looks like Figment at the bottom of the animal silhouettes. But
we'll talk about Figment.
It is not. But yeah, opening November 7th. We're just about a month away from the new 3D movie coming to the park. Annual pass holder previews were also
3D?
4D. Sorry.
Oh, 4D. Okay.
4D. Yeah.
It takes time.
Yes.
That's the fourth dimension.
Yep. Temporal displacement at Better Zoogether. Some annual pass holder previews will take place in the few days before. I'm sure we'll have that story up soon because that came out kind of after the animatronic was teased.
They're flooding the zone as it goes.
This is not the first Clawhauser figure, though. There is one in Shanghai. And then if you go look at the concept art that I also popped into that post there, should be the next picture. We kind of knew this was coming anyway. Off to the right there, you see him in the spot that Hopper once stood when this theater was home to It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Well, it looks like he's in his officer outfit there, and here he's more of a DJ.
Yeah. Now we got more of this. The story details have come out, and he is off duty at this time for Zoogether Day in Zootopia.
They didn't know that at the time. They just had an idea of Zootopia coming to the tree, and they're like, put a bunch of characters in a tree.
Because this was just after the Blue Sky announcement of Zootopia coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom. But yeah.
And yet, even more news.
Let's keep going. Scooter, as we reminded, was coming to as an animatronic to Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, but we don't know when. But we kind of do now, thanks to a poster that was revealed saying that the attraction will open in summer of 2026.
That's far more. That's 25% more specific than previously.
Correct.
No, 75%, I guess.
We knew 2026 before, and we still don't have an exact specific closing date for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. I know many are assuming it's going to be after the holidays this year, which gives it about a few months to turn around and get the Muppets installed for the Hollywood Studios coaster.
Very nice. And then, Tony, you were not only did you have to get up early today and join me for all the madness of the price changes, but you were up relatively late last night putting together a recap of our Dancing with the Stars Disney night.
It was Disney night on Dancing with the Stars. And the reason I was mostly excited to do it was in the hopes that Elaine Hendricks would, in fact, acknowledge her role as Pam Pulsar on the old Space Mountain Q videos. And she did. which was very. We kind of knew it was coming though because they announced the set list a week out, and she was dancing to Space Mountain, composed by Michael Giacchino. There was Ratatouille in there also, and I think there was another
Dick
Giacchino
Dale
song. It was not the Dick Dale version of Space Mountain, but so I almost called this Giacchino night, frankly, on Dancing with the Stars, but it wasn't.
We'll talk about Giacchino more later too.
Yeah, I loved the homage there with the laser beams.
I'm like, oh, I feel nauseated just like I do when I go on the ride.
Yeah, but all in all, it was great fun. And then they had some also news broke because while everybody else spent the time going around Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, Robert Irwin segued over himself to the Walt Disney Animation Studios in Burbank, where he sat in a darkened screening room to watch Zootopia 2. Why? Because he's in it. And that's what we found out last night was the big reveal that Robert Irwin is providing a voice of, ready? Robert Furwin, the koala in the movie, who also has like the little wildlife, almost like safari-esque shirt too, which I thought was kind of fun. But yeah,
he just looks like the wild.
Kind of, yeah. So he definitely broke that news during the show. But yeah, all in all, it was a good time, good dancing. And then, of course, if you're a Parks fan, I was comparing it to like, this is what the Christmas parade used to be in terms of like the synergy. Now it's just kind of like concert commercial. This is at least like tied it into with what you're watching and what you're doing. And I was like, I kind of missed that vibe, and it was fun to watch. But yeah.
Well, we're going to get even more Disney fun, even though Disney night is over, because they tease for next week. It's dedication night. And Danielle Fishel, I was listening to her podcast this morning. She has a podcast called Danielle with the Stars, where she's kind of just sharing her experience on Dancing with the Stars. And she revealed that for dedication next week, she'll be joined by none other than William Daniels, Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World. He is 98 years old. And so he'll be participating in the dance. He'll be on the dance floor. He will probably not be dancing I think the jive is what she said they're doing. Okay. And they'll be dancing to the Boy Meets World theme. And she didn't specify which one. I'd imagine it's the last two seasons, the When This Boy Meets World. Becca hates that. It's the only show that I watch where I skip the intro because she hates it that much. But in addition to that, we also the aforementioned Elaine mentioned that her guest next week will be Lisa Ann Walter, who is Chessie in The Parent Trap, and she's also in The Parent Trap. But apparently they're besties in real life. And of course, Lisa is on Abbott Elementary now. And then Dylan Efron teased something High School Musical. So we'll have to wait and see. But that is next week, next Tuesday on ABC and Disney Plus. And I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Daniels. I was actually there at C2E2 a couple years ago. They did a Boy Meets World panel, and it was William Daniels' birthday, and he was there, and it was cool. He's quite old, but it's still cool to see him because who doesn't love Mr. Feeney?
I'm just going to catch up on this a little bit. Fred Ramirez still doesn't get the title. I think he's referring to Better Zootopia. It comes together in the story. It's Zootopia Day. We'll find out more next month, I'm sure.
See, it's like the word together, but because it's animals, they're calling it Zootopia, which I guess wouldn't a zoo be like the equivalent of their prison?
I don't know why they're using the word zoo at all in an Animal Kingdom attraction, because I was always told it was not a zoo.
That's true.
Fred Ramirez missed the show last night. That's okay.
You can watch it. That's a great point, Fred. You can go to Laughing Place and watch all of the videos. We have them all in order. Tony even put what scores they got, since they don't usually include that in the YouTube. So you can view his full recap on Laughing Place.
Cool.
That's that. Cool. Yesterday, Disney had some interesting news. They have acquired the film rights and ancillary rights, which means theme park, maybe, to Impossible Creatures, a book series from Catherine Rundle. And apparently this book series, I think only 2 books are out, but it seems to be making a splash so far. It's in 2004, she was awarded both Author of the Year and Children's Book of the Year, the British Book Awards. And she has her own film company, Impossible Films. So Disney, in addition to producing films for this book series, will get a first look development deal to where anything they they are pitching that Disney gets to do it first. So yeah, it seems like they're going all in on this. Could be, their attempt at the next Harry Potter, or I mean, Percy Jackson. Honestly, that one's still doing well. It failed the first time, and then it's been doing better as a series for them. And
in terms of Disney stuff, my first thought went to, yes, it is very much Potter adjacent, but in terms of Disney running with it, I pictured Percy Jackson style. But
yeah, there's some choice quotes from Bob in there where he talks about how when he read it, he knew it had to be a Disney property, and now it will be in the coming years. But jumping into some fun stuff, they have some new hand-dipped Mickey's ice cream bar premium bars at Walt Disney World, including there's a one with sprinkles, a one with that's also sprinkles, M&M's, salted caramel pearls, Skittles. That one sounds like a bit much. Crunchy peanuts and more. These are at various locations throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. So be sure to check those out if you're a fan of the Mickey and Premium bars. I kind of am, but I don't know. I don't like eating ice cream off of sticks. As soon as I get down to that stick, it ruins it for me.
I go for the sandwiches myself before the premium bars. Yeah,
I would have been a premium boy in the past, but
Fred asked, did they have an animated intro with Mickey Mouse like they did 4 years ago? I'm guessing this is Dancing with the Stars. And no, they did a number. Mickey was there along with other Disneyland characters in their 70th, and they did a Be Our Guest with Danny Gardner from the North American tour of Beauty and the Beast singing Be Our Guest.
Which you can also see.
Which is also in the recap.
In Tony's article.
Yeah.
It's not loading for me, but I will tell you that 30 Days of Disney has been announced for Freeform. One of the things that keeps that station alive. They'll be having the Freeform premiere of 1963's The Sword in the Stone. They've never shown it before in the past 60-something years. And now they're going to. Other films you can catch include Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Turning Red, Elemental, Moana, all of them will be included. All the things that you can watch on Disney Plus, you can instead watch on Freeform. It's just like a roulette wheel. You never know what you're going to get unless you look at the schedule. So
I like to figure out where the ad breaks are.
Yeah, that is a fun treat. So yeah, we're gonna get to the top 10, but we're gonna do it with Sorcerer's Streak because it's related to that. So right now we're gonna move on to.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
And speaking of abysmal, I can't get the site to load. But also, Alex got a chance to see Tron Ares and wrote his review. His headline is Tron Ares pushes into the real world but can't quite find its soul. And then his subhead is Jared Leto and Greta Lee Disney's latest trip to the grid, a visually impressive but uneven sequel that flickers between brilliance and redundancy. His final paragraph, Tron Ares talks at length about legacy but struggles to find its own. Its cameos, a brief heartfelt Jeff Bridges moment, nod respectively to the past without mentioning it, without meaningfully advancing it. As the credits roll, you're left admiring the ambition more than the execution. For fans, it's a modest thrill to return to the grid. For newcomers, a visually loud curiosity about the future of AI. For Disney, an expensive proof of concept where the franchise might evolve next. Although I suspect history will repeat itself, leaving fans waiting another decade or two. And he gives it 2 out of 5 identity discs. Not too encouraging, unfortunately. Anything?
No, just I feel like that's I hear more about the music of the movie as I'm seeing reviews than the movie itself, which is kind of playing out like how Tron Legacy did. But yeah,
there's a photo.
There we go.
And the rest.
Speaking of movies that you can watch anytime on Disney Plus, but can instead watch with commercials, Hocus Pocus is coming to ABC's Wonderful World of Disney. This will be airing. I closed my document. This will be airing on Yeah, thank you. October 26th,
26th, 9 to
from
11.
9 to 11 p.m. Also, if you turn on Freeform, I'm sure it will probably be on within the hour of when you turn on the television. So we're not lacking for chances to watch Hocus Pocus during this.
When you
time
said
of
if you
the
want to
year.
watch it, I'm like, because you haven't seen it enough already.
And speaking of things that used to be cult favorites and are now the favorites of everybody, Figment has some new merchandise over at Walt Disney World, including this. We talked about this on Barely yesterday, but there's a new hat featuring the Imagination Pavilion logo and Figment, and that's about it. Nice, simple hat. This sweatshirt looks a bit much, looks very puffy, but there's a reason for that, and we'll actually get to it this time. I like the back, because it has the reverse of Figment, the eighth wonder of the world. But in addition to being that sort of reversible, it's also reversible that you can flip it inside out, and it has this print with a bunch of different figments. I like this. What I don't like is this, which is the animatronic version, a photo of the animatronic version of Figment. And in theory, it should work. Like, I don't know. Tony, can you think of another example of them using like a photo of the actual animatronic on a piece of merchandise?
No.
I mean, there's got to be something, but yeah,
I really
it seems
think
like this should work. It doesn't.
But even then, I still feel like that was maybe like later on, but not at the time of the thing was still there.
Yeah.
That looks like one of my thumbnails on Canva. So excuse me while I update my LinkedIn. And I'm going to try to get in merchandise development now.
Yeah. So anyway, you can find that at Epcot for too much money. And then at Disneyland, they're teasing something coming this winter.
Yeah, we're getting an addition to the Storybook Land canal boat. And my first thought was, what are we losing? Because I remember specifically a model right there in the river kind, but it's also pointed out in the background there. So Toad Hall will still remain. But yes, Rapunzel's Tower from the 2010 hit Tangled is coming to Storybook Land at Disneyland. It doesn't look like it's much else other than the tower, though. So
yeah, it's
could
fine.
Just be added.
I'm glad that ride exists, but it's not my. Did you get to do? I'm not going to try to pronounce the French version. Did you get to do it in France?
I think it translates to Fairy Tale Land canal boats, but
something like that.
Something like that. Either way, yes, I did, and I actually really like the system there a lot more because it's like a cable gondola system, and I really like that. And theirs was just the tower also, so I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, it feels like it's just the tower planted someplace into another show scene. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
If you're visiting Walt Disney World next year, it looks like you might not be able to park in the Lime Garage, which is fine because Orange is better anyway. But according to so the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District was soliciting bids for some maintenance on the thing, just sealing some cracks and things like that.
So had I seen this post, I would have taken it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. January 12th of next year through March 13th of next year is when the project is scheduled to be done. Also, they're apparently saying that they want to have a partial temporary reopening for President's Day just because demand will be higher. But yeah, so they haven't officially, I don't know, I guess I said they haven't officially announced it. They haven't announced who's doing it, but it seems like that's the plan. People were bidding on.
Yeah, there's a calendar involved, and it definitely says full closure. I believe it was January 12th, and then full reopening on the President's Day dates, and then full closure again immediately right after.
Nice.
So that's what, but I always thought Lime was everybody's favorite, and I was on the outlier because I like the roof of orange. And then so I made the post everyone's favorite, and I'm getting so many messages. Nope, that's not true. So.
There it has a strong fan base, but no, I'm usually going to the Starbucks or to the AMC or whatever. So I am definitely an orange boy.
That's my fault for going based on eBay resellers, I guess. So
there you go. Well, I promised you more Michael Giacchino, and I am here to deliver because Benji has a new piece up on Laughing Place from his visit to the Walt Disney Studios to check out preview of Zootopia 2. Giacchino talked about his insane score and bringing together all sorts of different genres and a huge orchestra and other aspects into production for that movie. So you can check that out. Yes, Tony.
I had to double take that because I thought that was David Cross.
It does look like David Cross, yes.
But I know what Michael Giacchino looks like, and that threw me off. But because it screamed David Cross more. But yes.
And I'm the last guy. Anyway.
Yeah, and then I tragically missed it while I was away, but I came back and plopped on to the KIF Halloween episode this year, the ye old candy shop of horrors, the third Halloween episode of the series, because as they told me in an earlier interview, Halloween is not something that is celebrated in South Africa, where the creators Nick Small and Lucy Evans are from. So they go all in on the Halloween episodes, and they do like to make them a little scary. And yes, David Cross is absolutely defiant. But they do make them a little scary. And this one definitely lived up to that. Probably not my favorite in the series of Halloween episodes so far, but definitely very good. And it actually has a nice little heartwarming message about friendship, as usually KIF does throughout. But yeah, it was very entertaining, but not as spooky as spooky fun in the hijinks as the others have been, but still fantastic, and definitely worth checking out on Disney Plus and Disney Channel.
There you go. All right, Tony, let's get through this so that we can make sure we check the Disney Plus top 10 at 10 o'clock for reasons. On this day in 1949, an actress was born. Her Disney credits include Holes, WALL-E, and Alien.
Sigourney Weaver,
of course.
Thank you for putting WALL-E in there.
Yeah. On this day in 1993, something Disney debuted in Anaheim, but not at Disneyland.
Something Disney debuted in Anaheim, but not at Disneyland in 1993.
Mm-hmm. It still exists, but it's no longer owned by Disney.
Not the Garden Walk.
No.
Okay.
Disney didn't own that, I don't think.
Yeah, that's why I'm like in my head.
There was always rumors of them buying it, but no.
Yeah. 93 Disney Anaheim immediately comes to Toontown. But
no, bigger than
the stadium? No, the Mighty Ducks.
Yep. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks officially made their debut. On this day in 2003, an attraction opened or had its grand opening at Magic Kingdom.
Mickey's Still Her Magic.
Exactly. And on this day in 2010, something debuted at Disney California Adventure that is very much related to something happening this week.
California Adventure 2010. Happening this week.
Perhaps we talked about it earlier in the show. The thing that it's related to.
It wasn't Cars Land.
No.
Was it Cars Land? No.
No, it was cheaper than that. It was actually pretty cool, but it was cheaper than that.
2010. I'm thinking because that was when all the refurb and the whole.
What movie released in 2010?
Tangled.
No.
Oh, Tron Legacy. Was it? Oh my God, Electronica,
including the return of Flynn's Arcade. Yes. Good job. You made it. And now we're going to move on over to
still the best World of Color add-on.
Yes, tag.
The Tron core.
Very true. Sorcerer Streak is underway, and yesterday was a tricky one. It was about Tron Ares fresh or rotten. I will tell you, when I went to the Rotten Tomatoes homepage to check at noon, it said 60%, which is technically fresh. When I clicked it to go to the page for it, it was at 58, which is rotten. That's how close it was. Don't feel bad if you got that one wrong. There's still plenty of time in the season. Yesterday's question was, will anything Tron including the preview, the original, or legacy, be in the Disney Plus top 10 at 10 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday. Well, guess what, Tony? It is now 10:01, but that's okay. We are going to take a look and be able to settle this question on the air. Let's take a look here. Disney Plus top 10, Hocus Pocus 2. This is also, I am on my TV 14 settings. Hotel Transylvania 2, Twilight 1, which is a hilarious way to put that. That made my day. Thunderbolts, Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town High, which I didn't know existed, New Moon, Haunted Mansion, and the other Haunted Mansion. That means that there are no Trons. It's been taken over by Halloween. I am so sorry to anyone who thought
I'm more offended that Haunted Mansion, the new one, is behind Haunted Mansion, the old one with Eddie Murphy.
Am I screenshot? Oh, I don't know. Will this let me take a screenshot? It did. All right, hold on. Let me just share this random because that made me laugh. And we will move on. Today's question for Sorcerer's Streak is, let's see here. Happy birthday to Pixar's Pete Docter tomorrow. Will any Pixar film be in the Disney Plus top 10 at 10 a.m. Pacific on Thursday? Based on what we saw today, I'll let you make your own assumptions. It does say Pixar film, so I don't think that Toy Story of Terror will qualify. Just a heads up on that. I'm going to go ahead and lay that out now. I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge if and when we get to it, but that is today's. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Unknown Platypus in the lead with, well, tied, but somehow in the lead. Luke behind that, and Doobie, our featured player, is also tied for first. All of them already have at least one miss. So, yeah, plenty of time left in the season. Please do join if you're not already playing. And if you're already playing, make sure you play every day. You can, if you don't, it'll skip questions, but you want to answer because then you have a chance to actually advance your streak instead of just leaving it suspended in purgatory. So be sure to do that.
I went on a dive to see if they'd listed on Pixar's official site under their short films, because that would be my judge, jury, and execution.
It wasn't there anyway. People would have to remember that it exists in order to in order for it to be up there. So we'll see if it can fight through Twilight.
Got better anyway. But. Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It feels so nice to be back. I don't think we'll be back tomorrow though. Potentially, there is potential. It depends on how the day plays out. But yeah, stay tuned. Doobie's on vacation, so it'll be a little more difficult to do them, but I am trying my best, I promise you. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell, and so you know whenever we go live. You can also check out yesterday's Barely Necessities, which I was a guest on. That was fun. And we'll hopefully have some other treats in store for you in the coming days and weeks. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Tony, for joining me. And we'll see you next time.